Hey y'all, thank you for joining me for this episode of Soul Food Sundays that almost wasn't several times. Um I earlier had recorded this reading and I wasn't planning on doing a reading. I had a private client's reading and I'm finished up and I'm just sitting here playing around with the cards and some cards fell out, and when I read the message it made perfect sense. Um And I heard clearly that that message was for the collective. So here we are in obedience to what my intuition is leading me to do. Uh, I recorded that reading, deleted it by mistake. And now I'm recording it again. So the message really needs to go forward. Somebody really needs this clarity, this understanding, this language to understand what it is that they got going on, or this confirmation. Um, it is fucking almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it's 12:21. I saw that before I press play. So there may be an angel number for y'all. Those are also mirroring numbers. So if you're on the twin flame journey, or you're just in situations where you're finding that someone's mirroring something back to you that may be significant or confirming in a way. But the cards that fell out earlier, I'm gonna share with y'all. And then I'm kind of glad that things have transpired the way that they have, because now I have a little bit more context to add to that reading. So, uh, ironically, I remember what cards came out, and it was from this my little makeshift deck that I haven't named yet. That has all kind of errors and whatnot that I intend to sell at some point. But the cards that fell out were energy is currency. Matter of fact, I got them right by me. I can show them to y'all in case anybody think I'm lying. Even though I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all shit. I got all kinds of other shit I could be doing other than lying to y'all. Make sure I prop this iPad up securely. 222 maybe angel number for you all, as I just saw that as well. But yeah, energy is currency. Invest wisely came out in reverse. Also, what came out in reverse was some prefer a familiar hell over a strange heaven. So we're talking about somebody, be it you or somebody that you're connected with. Take this damn wristband off. I went to the club. I had so much fun. But somebody has invested but didn't invest wisely. And not, for some it may be finances, it may be money, but for others it's your energy, it's your resources, it's your emotion, it's your presence that has been, or their presence that has been invested but wasn't invested wisely. Take it how it resonates. It's bringing to mind the energy of the Seven of Pentacles in the tarot. And the Seven of Pentacles is a guy, he's looking at this harvest, or like this crop that he has cultivated, and just taking time to assess whether he really reaped the harvest of the seeds that he sowed in that situation. Did he come up short? Did he win? What worked? What didn't work? Taking an assessment, taking inventory, right? With energy is currency, invest wisely in reverse. This is somebody who's realizing they did not invest wisely. This is somebody who's taking that time out to take inventory and realizing that they casted their pearls before swine, as the word says. And so, again, take this as it resonate. If it don't resonate with you, it may be resonating somebody that's connected to you and they haven't revealed this to you, or it's something that's going to reveal itself to you about your situation or their situation in divine timing. But with the some prefer a familiar hell over a strange heaven, that was in reverse as well. So this is someone who invested wherever they invested because they felt like it was safe, because it was what's most familiar to them. the conflict, the chaos, the low vibe shit was what they're used to. So they were like, fuck it, I'd rather stay in this familiar hell than give this strange heaven a chance. Than to align with or open up with this strange heaven, because I don't know what the fuck going on over there, but I'm comfortable with the chaos and the confusion and the fuck shit over here. So this being in reverse is a very good sign that this is somebody that's raising their vibration, somebody that's raising their standard, somebody that's raising the price, somebody that's sick of being in the familiar hell, somebody that's getting out of their comfort zone because they value peace. And it's after going through a chaotic time that they learn to value and prioritize peace more. So I'm hearing that somebody is what do they call it? Like, as they say, whooping ass and taking names. Like, this is somebody who is calling shit out, drawing boundaries, cutting people out who do not contribute to their peace. This is somebody who's actually giving intentional thought to what brings them peace, what peace means to them, how much they need and value peace, what they can manifest by way of having peace. And that peace comes from that strange heaven that they are having to take a leap of faith and walk into the unknown towards and away from that familiar hell. I be telling people all the time, yo, one of the biggest misconceptions we as humanity have been taught and led to believe is that heaven and hell is some other place that we go to when we transition. But our experience right here in this earthly plane is heaven or hell. And we have total control over how that plays out for us, whether we live in hell or live in heaven. It's by way of our decisions that we make. It's by way of our karma. It's by way of the way we move and the way we show up. My homegirl texting me. Oh, these some old ass texts. Why they just not coming through? Anyway. So yeah, somebody's taking an assessment. They letting people know where they got them fucked up at, and they giving people their pink slips and they white boxes. You know how when you get fired and they tell you to clean off your desk and they give you a white box and a pink slip and escort your ass off the property. This is somebody that's like a complete overhaul in their life of low vibrational shit and making room for better quality experiences, better quality connections. This fucking watch out too. Why I got it on so tight, Lord? So those were the cards that fell out in reverse. I love to see it because that's improvement. At the top of the deck, though, hold on. I actually think I had wrote something on here. Sometimes you have to leave people where they are. No more pouring into cups with holes in them. This is the conclusion that this individual has come to after realizing that they had settled for a familiar hell over a strange heaven. One thing about being able to identify a strange heaven is, you know, it's some old high quality, high vibrational, abundant ass energy over there. It's just not what you used to. You know what I'm saying? Because that's heaven. That's paradise. That's your own paradise. It's what you make of it and what you want, what you desire, you ultimately get and enjoy. And you also know, you're aware of, they are, whatever, however it go, aware of the hell, right? Because that's what they used to. They know that front, back, like UGK, front, back, side to side. Never let whole ass niggas ride. Like, they familiar with the chaos and the fuck shit. So they know that with eyes closed. They just been in denial about it. They're comfortable in that. So it's like, damn, I don't want to challenge myself to do something other than. But that's okay. We ain't gonna spend too much more time going over that, because that's the part we're clear on. At the top of the deck is Stop trying to force question marks and commas where God's putting periods. This is somebody who's accepting the end of something, accepting that something does not have long-term potential. This some shit they supposed to have been let go. This some shit that's in overtime at this point. It was been supposed to be closed out, but that's okay because better late than never, right? Um, Lesson learned, moving forward. And I put on the back of here, the suffering associated with endings are amplified when we refuse to accept them for what they are. A period is a period, Pooh. Period. Not commas, not question marks. One thing I have found in my experience as a reader, as a spiritualist, is that people would rather be in a space of confusion and illusion because it's a buffer. It keeps them from having to settle on the hard facts and make a clear-cut decision and stand on business about it. So I'd rather ask questions and act like I don't know what to do, because to say that I know the answer, that I know what to do, means I have to face my fear. I have to own this shit. I gotta move in alignment and in accordance with what the truth is for me. So I'm acting like I don't really know the truth. Like I don't know the answer. Like I don't know what the fuck going on. Lord help me, please, please. Because I don't want the responsibility of having to act like I know what the fuck is going on. But this is somebody who's coming out of this trying to force question marks and commas. You know, commas are a continuation. This is somebody who's no longer continuing to put commas and ands and make excuses for this situation for the sake of keeping it going. And they're putting periods. They're aligning with, agreeing with, no longer resisting where God is putting periods in their life. It's like the world card, closing out a cycle, letting some shit in so that you can begin a new cycle. At the bottom of the deck is the path of freeing the heart from the effects of a fearful mind is an initiation into greater power. Because the thing that kept this person from making whatever this move is the fearful mind, dark thoughts, their shadow, the doubt, the insecurities, the imposter syndrome, the fear, the cynicism and the pessimism. So this is somebody stepping into a more like star card energy, more optimistic by way, because they're healing. This whole mindset shift is by way of some healing that's taking place with this individual who is freeing their heart from the effects of a fearful mind. And in essence, this is somebody integrating their divine masculine and divine feminine energy, because your divine masculine energy is a logical, action oriented, protective energy. We need both masculine and feminine energy to be whole individuals. So this is somebody who now understands that no, my heart serves a purpose in all of this. How I feel is of value. I can no longer ignore how I feel, because how I feel is just as much a compass in my life as my thoughts. And when my brain and my heart are in alignment, there's brain and heart coherence. That's when I know I'm being divinely led. That's when I know I'm being initiated into greater power, stepping into my power as a whole, healthy, healed, divinely guided human being. You know, an initiation, you gonna go through some shit. Initiations don't be easy. You know what I'm saying? When you think of like a sorority or um a tribe even, or anything that you would be initiated into, there's some test that comes. And so many of you may have been feeling tested, or you may have witnessed where this individual who you are I I can't even think of the damn word, but the person who's coming to mind when you think of this message. You may have witnessed them go through some tough shit, but they're being initiated into greater power. And the only thing that's standing in between some of them getting on the other side of this is to just surrender. Stop resisting. You know what I'm saying? They keep going through hard shit because they keep resisting. But this person here, this one right here, nigga, this is somebody who is not resisting. This is somebody who is surrendering to the divine, and initiating into greater power. And if it's a masculine, it's someone who's aligning with starting to embody their emperor energy. This is a mature man, a wise man, a man who's seated in his authority, been through some shit. And so he ain't gonna let nobody puppet him. And he's a leader. He's a wise leader. He's an elder in the community to some degree. He got fucking stories to tell and keep you from going through some dumb shit because of what he been through. You know what I'm saying? He has nuggets of wisdom. It reminds me of the Emperor card. Reminds me very much of the Orisha Obatala, the wise elder. And it's like granddaddy energy. You know what I'm saying? But when I think of the Emperor, I ain't thinking of like an old decrepit ass man. I'm talking about somebody who just kept himself up. He still got a little youth to him, but when you see him, you know it's a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? Like a silver fox. You know how you see them old men, but they still got swag. They still look good. They still in shape. They still put that shit on. You know what I'm saying? They still confident. This is somebody stepping into that energy in this chapter of their life, and they are aligning with an empress, the emperor being the ultimate divine masculine energy, the compilation of all the kings in the deck. He is the king of swords. He is the king of wands. He is the king of pentacles. He is the king of cups, because he embodies that balance, the healthy balance of all of those energies. And he's aligning with the empress, who is the ultimate divine feminine energy, that mother energy, that nurturing energy, that is the perfect match to his father energy. um she represents abundance, cultivation, nurturance, not chasing but attracting. You know what I'm saying? And she embodies all of the queens in the deck: the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Because you need all of that to be a healthy, whole individual. You need that sword to let a motherfucker know, yeah, I'm wise. Yeah, I'm intellectual. But I will use this same energy to cuss you the fuck out. Don't come over here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to draw this boundary. Even if it ain't cussing you out, I cut that water off. I cut your access to me off. That Queen of Cups energy, that nurturance, that intuitive gift, that mothering energy. Yes, you can come lay on my bosom, but you're not going to abuse that. I have that quality. You know what I'm saying? The Queen of Cups, she protects her energy and she keeps her cup first and foremost as a priority, because she knows she can't give from an empty cup. She can only give from her overflow. So it's important that she not invest in cups with holes in them. She's got to invest in people who pour into her cup as she continuously pours out, and ultimately the divine pouring into her cup as she pours out, so as to never be running on empty. That Queen of Pentacles, keeping them coins intact, keeping the home beautified, keeping that body together, keeping the environments cultivated, that herbalism and that health and wealth. You know what I'm saying? Then you got, who I'm missing, the Queen of Wands, fiery, passionate, sexy, charismatic, confidence. You need all of that to get the most out of your experience in this 3D reality. I was just talking to somebody. That's why I'm glad things happened the way that they did. Because I was just talking to somebody whom I just met tonight. And she was telling me how she had got a reading from somebody that she went to school with. And that the girl had charged her like $13 for the reading. And that it didn't resonate. And that it took the girl forever to deliver the reading. She was supposed to deliver it the same day. She ended up delivering it weeks later. And it reminded me of the Soul Food Sundays I did, I guess it was last week, about, or maybe it wasn't even a Soul Food Sunday. I think it was. Whichever one I was talking about raising your price. In the same way that we raise our price, raise your standard of what you paying for shit and not just money. But if you want high quality, you got to be willing to give more in exchange for that experience. You know what I'm saying? A $13 reading is questionable out the gate as a reader. You know what I'm saying? I value my gifts, the time and energy that I put into keeping my vessel in good enough shape to bring forward intuitive messages, because y'all, this shit can be draining. You channeling messages from ancestors and all kinds of shit. If you're not a reader, you don't know the kind of toll that should take on your body. And to keep yourself up, your spiritual hygiene up, the time and the emotion that it takes to do that, I can't see charging nobody no motherfucking $13 for no reading. I ain't gonna be able to do, but I know my worth. You know what I'm saying? And so if you know you want you a good leather purse, then you need to be willing to pay a good leather purse price. You know what I'm saying? So we talking about goods and services, but also just in your connections with people. Stop trying to get a whole lot of something for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Be willing to invest in high quality if you want high quality. And this is from somebody who loves a deal. Okay. Um, but that stood out to me too. And not like to shade my girl who was telling me about her experience at all. Because shit, if $13 is all you got and you trusting, especially you know this person personally that they're gonna deliver a good reading, I don't see nothing wrong with giving it a chance. But I don't think you should be surprised if it's not a quality reading for the 13, you know? Um it was something else that was coming to mind about this message, but it ain't now. So whatever. I just wanted to come down here and make sure that after I deleted the damn reading that I do it over. I had closed that reading out with some more cards. Let me see. If nope, that ain't it. That ain't it either. I must have shuffled these again because I would have thought the cards would have been okay. So one of them at the top of the deck was peacefulness, because we talking about somebody who has put more value, more emphasis in standing on business when it comes to their peace. And it says you recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. I'm hearing that somebody's taking a kinder approach to something as well. And I actually saw a license plate that read kindness tonight. So that stands out to me because it's relative to the peacefulness message in this card. Also, you got friendliness. So cause and effect and friendliness was what came out. So somebody's friendliness has affected the trajectory of this situation. Somebody's kindness, somebody's patience, somebody's compassion. It says friendliness. You are able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. So that's twofold, really, because it's like somebody's cutting out the riffraff, the low lifes, the tomfoolery in their life to make room to cultivate more friendliness in their life, a kinder approach to something. But they've gotten to this point by way of having received that from another as well. Mm-hmm. Then you got, so that's the cause and effect of it all. Peacefulness was at the top of the deck. What was at the bottom? No, that ain't it. What was it? I don't even remember, y'all. I had smoked a little grass, so I'm not surprised that I don't remember. Don't get in my comments talking shit, baby. We do reefer over here. Spontaneity. That's the card that was at the bottom of the deck. So going from cause and effect and friendliness, that friendliness having a effect in some way, to being more spontaneous, being more wild and free and passionate in your approach to something. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. So this is somebody who's like setting off on a new adventure, starting something new, like I said, with their world card energy, ending something old after getting over the biggest hurdle that they have had. It's been mental. It's been fighting with their self and their mind, and the monkey mind. You know, you start with one thought and then you end up going down this rabbit hole where it just expands, and the sounds get louder, the ooh 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 ah 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 ah, and it's just a fucking jungle going on in your head. You know what I'm saying? So this is somebody, congratulations to whoever they are, for overcoming the monkey mind, for cultivating some peace in their life, where they can think clearly about how to keep that peace and have more of it. And it's going to lead to being more spontaneous, to being open to new experiences, to moving without constraints and limits, especially as it comes to their mental health and faculties. So I love this for y'all. I hope this message found you well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. I hope that something was said that gives you clarity about your situation or another's. I don't mind putting y'all in somebody else's business if it's gonna help you out. If you are needing a personal reading, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit should your soul feel led. Y'all, I got the munchies like a motherfucker. I ain't got nothing but some fruit in there. I got some chocolate chip cookies, but I had some of that already. And I had some good ass ice cream early. It's been a full day. Anyway, until next time, y'all. Peace.